Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever it is that you're watching this. So, this is a little bit different. This is my last video I'm going to make in a little while because I'm having a baby, and so it's Friday morning right now, and I'm gonna catch a flight around noon, and then I'll be home around 10 p.m.-ish. So, um, yeah, Ollie, my course leader, allowed me to stay for 2 weeks. So I'm gonna miss all of next week. And then the week after that is reading week, which everyone has off. And so I won't have a ton to talk about because I won't be in class and I'll be busy changing diapers and feeding babies. More like feeding my wife so that she can feed the baby. Um, yeah, I, I'm so excited. Okay, so yesterday was Thursday, week 5, seeing week 5, day 4, Thursday, October 9th, 2025. Let me tell you just a little bit about the schedule and how it was set up. I got it right here on my phone. Okay, so because I was being evaluated and everything was going to happen today, we met 3 times um, in the morning to afternoon. So the schedule was we first met with Gemma at 10 to 10:45 to do blocking mostly. And then we came back and is that right? Yeah, I guess we came back at 3, finished the blocking, finished working on some things, and then Ollie came in at 3:30 and we presented it to him and then it was done. And I thought we met, oh, there it is. Okay, got confused. So 10:45 we met, and then at 10 and then afterwards we just went to the cemetery and practiced ourselves, and then we met up again after lunch at 1:45 to 2:15. That's when we finished the blocking, and then at 3 we ran through it a little bit, and then at 3:45, at 3:30 is when Ollie came in. So we met with him. Met with Gemma thrice, and we worked by ourselves once, and we also ran lines and things. We were going to work early in the morning, but um, it was just difficult with timing and things, and it didn't really work out. So yeah, so in the morning we were really focusing on the authenticity. That was the big point, that the big note that we had gotten the day before, and so we weren't playing the characters, we were playing the action and the intent of the situation. And so we kind of cleaned up the blocking a little bit. We got to keep some of the stuff we made up ourselves, which is fun. Like we had some physical, not gags, but like Hermia runs at me, well, at Helena, and then I grab her and like just lifted her up and put her down. And yeah, it was good. I don't have a lot written about yesterday because I was actively doing it all the whole time. But let me just read what we got. Um, so this is mostly just feedback on the ending. But after we did our blocking rehearsal and kind of worked on some things, then we went to the cemetery and we practiced and we ran it, and we worked really on just kind of getting it in our bones and our body. But it was getting a little chilly, a little cold. So then we went and we ate lunch, and we went back up with Gemma. And then when we finished the blocking, we talked more about these relationships and the intent, and not to rush the language, and really think about being actively in it. Then we talked a little bit about character too, which just started opening things up for me that I wish I had either thought about before, or I don't know, planned on. Um, I don't have the right words. I wish I had more time to develop, because we start talking about Demetrius's his confidence and kind of his swagger, and how he doesn't have to be chasing after Hermia at the beginning of the scene, Act 3, Scene 2, but he can be like, "Hey, we're getting married. Like, why are you running from me? It's just gonna happen. I got to deal with your dad. It's already done, right? So, oh, why, why rebuke you him that loves you? So, lay so bitter on your bitter foe, right? Don't don't attack me. Attack somebody else. Your actual foe. When I love you." And then trying to find those moments, but yeah, when we came back and did a run through, Gemma's big note for me was kind of finding the activeness in the listening. So when I'm not speaking, what am I doing, and how am I engaging with the scene? And where are those moments when it's clear that my intention builds before my line starts? And I thought I was doing it, but I don't know how successful I became. And I wish I could have worked on that a little more, because I thought I was doing it when I got the note. Apparently, it wasn't reading. And so, well, it definitely wasn't reading. And so I wish, I don't know, I didn't quite grasp that concept yet. So I'm excited to play with it some more, and show that life throughout the whole thing. I thought I was listening, but I don't know, maybe I don't, I just seemed not as actively participatory or something. I don't know, something to think about. And then, so after we performed it, we did like, how many run throughs? One, two, three, at least three run throughs today, including our final one. And when we did it, Gemma said that we lost some things in rushing the text at the beginning, that I could have just taken my time with it a little more, instead of just be like, right when I entered, "Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay so better on your bitter foe," right? I could have actually had this nonverbal communication, like, I don't know, something. And then, oh, and then we talked about questions, right? Because there's so many of these questions in the script, and a lot of them aren't rhetorical, but we get nonverbal responses to them, like with Hermia at the beginning asking Demetrius if he killed Lysander. It's like, tell me, did you kill him? And then she reads into an answer. So they're not rhetorical, but they're also not answered. So it's this kind of interesting balance that you have to strike. And questions are the best because they're so active and require searching for answers, require that action. That's what Ollie said. And then I was thinking, like, what am I giving for answers to these questions? How am I answering these questions? Because some of them started to feel rhetorical when they weren't. But Ollie's main points, he said it was really clear. Like the play itself, he understood the characters' relationships. He understood what was being said. He understood, um, yeah, the action, and that was our main goal. So great success, I guess. And then, but he did feel a little unfortunate, because he's like, there's some these great insults, and he wanted us to lean into them more, be more spiteful and more seeking injury. Um, and also, like, when you get hit with an insult, where does that hit you? Does it like hit you in the heart? Does it hit you in the gut? Is it like a slap in the face? Right? And how can you like physically portray that and have that. Wow, okay, And then, yeah. And he said it wasn't too rushed, which is something we worked on a lot because I think we got in our, not our heads, but the RSC version that we saw, that we watched together as a group, was super just quick. And I think we're like, oh, so this is a fast-paced scene. Let's keep it fast. But I think we were always kind of had this should be a fast scene in our head. And it took us a while to break that down and get that out. So yeah. And then Gemma talked more that I didn't quite get there, um with what am I seeing and how is that preparing me to move to my next line or action. Like what am I what when am I wanting to respond, and then what keeps me from responding and keep that active. I'm part of this conversation even when I'm not. And I struggle a little bit because there's lots of times when I just want to respond. I want to vocalize things, but it's not in the script. And so I try to find reasons why I wouldn't speak. And then I feel like I get stuck in this pattern of going, "Ah," or "Ah," like this almost talking thing, like, "Ah," and I don't like it. It feels false. It feels weird. Just, I think there's more psychological reasons just not to talk, but alas. And then I just wrote this little final thoughts on the end. I said, I definitely have a lot to work on. I want to grow and improve in a lot of ways, but I feel like what Gemma wanted most from me is to improve my listening and embodying my thought process. And I guess I didn't finish that thought, but I don't think I quite got there. And so I have something to work on. I'm excited. I'm, yeah, I feel like I accomplished the main goal of of understanding the lines and conveying the understanding. And that was my main purpose. So I'm happy about that. And then, oh, sorry, turned on the volume for a second, then I heard myself and I was like, "Ugh." Um, yeah, so I got a bit to work on. But that's good. That's where I should be. This was our first project. I'm really bummed that I don't get to see other people, but I get to see my babies. So I'm overjoyed. But love you guys, whomever you may be, and I'll reach out and connect when I have some more information. I feel bad that no, it doesn't matter. What I'm doing is what I want, and my priorities are set, and I'm happy about that. So I'll see you in 2 weeks.